Hey everybody, Josh from Populi here, and we're going to have a look at the thorny issue of continuous enrollment. Some schools out there are brave enough to have abandoned the typical term-based enrollment model. It's an enrollment free-for-all. Students enroll in courses pretty much whenever they want. Here's the question: does Populi have a built-in continuous enrollment option? The short answer is no, but we'll dig down into that exception in one stroke of a gardener's spade, but first you dig down below the video and click that subscribe button, click the notifications bell, ding, 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 so you don't miss anything. Roles. This will be most useful for anyone with the academic admin role because they'll be able to create academic years and terms, etc. Then either the academic admin or the registrar role can adjust term and course dates and take other enrollment actions. In Populi, you can't go computer, engage continuous enrollment mode, or flip a setting to turn that on. However, Populi does have schools that do continuous enrollment. How do they do this? It's tricky because Populi relies on terms to coordinate a lot. In order to enroll students, you have to have a course instance. In order to have a course instance, you have to place a course in a term. Automatic tuition charges are triggered based on enrollment in a term. So in order for you to avoid creating all student tuition charges by hand, a term is going to have to be in the mix. As things currently exist in Populi, these are unalterable realities. They're like gravity on Earth or the speed of light or my Keanu Reeves impression. We just have to accept them. Don't stop the bus or we'll all be blown up sky high, Sandra Bullock. We're not going to claim that in this video we're going to get through every complication that could arise as you manage continuous enrollment, but we'll try to cover the big ones. The biggest caveat: Populi's pricing structure is based around billable students. You might think, what's the big deal? Why don't I just have an English 101 class that lasts a year and I can let students enroll in that course throughout the year whenever they want? The obstacle to that is that monthly per student fee that we charge. So you want to be aware of the fact that if a course stays open indefinitely, you'll be charged for that student for each month the course runs. Let's make the issue here more obvious. Let's say that you have 10 students enrolled in a course and one of them started later than everyone else and hasn't yet finished the work to complete the course. Those 9 students are finalized and done with the course, but that $7 fee from Populi will be charged for all 10 students in the course for that next month. So instead of just getting an extra $7 fee that you could recoup from that student with an additional tech fee or something like that, you're getting charged $63 for 9 students who are no longer active in that course. And if that course is open for an entire year, you'll be charged for those students every month. Sometimes folks think that they'll get around that fee by deleting or withdrawing students from courses as they finish them. That's not ideal since deleted and withdrawn students don't receive credit for courses. So their eventual transcripts will look a little empty. Another wrinkle: sometimes schools have asked if students continuing in a given course after other students have finished could just be moved into a new instance of the course, and they'll leave the students who've finished in the old instance. Well, student progress in a course can't be transferred between various instances of a course. So the work that they've already done will be held back in that original instance and can't be moved into a new one. The good news. Who's ready for good news? Are you ready for some good news? We'll go out on a bit of a limb here and make a general suggestion about how things might work best. Don't hold us to every aspect of this working for your institution. We're just thinking in terms of general principles. You'll probably want to create long terms, maybe a term that encompasses an entire year. That simplifies the terms and lets you focus on the courses. Courses are always going to be more flexible than terms. On top of that, create multiple sections of the same course with custom start and end dates. Those will be start and end dates that don't conform to that year-long course. Let's say that it's reasonable that someone would complete the coursework in 8 weeks. You could stagger those courses so that a new instance of the course is starting every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks, there's a new instance of English 101, History 101, etc. And then students enrolled in those courses have 8 weeks to complete the work. If you run those courses that way for a year, you're going to end up with 20 plus sections of each course in a single term/year. That's a lot, so that's something to consider. Of course, you could also have instances of courses that start every week instead of every 2 weeks, but then you're going to end up with closer to 50 sections of each course. But thinking about logistics here, having firm dates for which enrollments or courses begin and end, even if they're constantly rolling over, seems like a good idea. It'll help you avoid paying monthly fees for students who have finished a course. A couple of other helpful features to be aware of. Opening and closing online enrollment. You can do that under Academics, Academic Term, Info. You'll be able to manage when course registration to students opens up by using online enrollment settings on that term, opening it up and closing it off. Self-enrollment. You can control whether or not a course is available for self-enrollment on a course under Settings. So if you're staggering your courses every 2 weeks like we talked about, this setting lets you control whether or not someone can enroll in this course. If that's set to yes, students can register themselves for this course. If it's set to no, they can't. Cloning content. Once you've set up assignments, lessons, and so on in a single course, you'll be able to easily clone that content between courses. Cloning is its own can of worms, so we're linking to a helpful article from our knowledge base down in the description. Billing. As we mentioned at the top, student enrollments should automatically trigger charges. Your finance/billing team will typically have to watch the pending charges table. That's under financial, billing, pending, and they'll invoice charges as they show up there. If your tuition schedules are all set up correctly, billing should just see those pending charges pop up here, and they can check in every couple days or every couple weeks and invoice those charges. Setting up continuous enrollment in Populi is complicated, but you know it isn't? Hitting that like button. If you haven't already, clicking subscribe and clicking the notifications bell so you don't miss anything. You can find our social media links in the description. Check us out there. I've been Josh for Populi, and you've been great. Thanks for watching.